How's it going, everyone? I'm Cody from Intuit. I'm here today to walk you through the Intuit Enterprise Suite data conversion request form. The process is straightforward, but there are a couple things that you're going to have to do in QuickBooks Desktop to make sure that we have all the information we need to make sure that the migration is perfect. So let's get started. So let's go over some of the things that we're going to need from you in advance to make sure that this process is as seamless as possible. First, we need you to make a backup of the company file, and it needs to be uploaded as a QBW, QBB, QBM, QBA, DMG, or QBYYYY file. Say that fast 5 times. One of the most important things that we're going to need is to identify the number of targets. If the file is larger than 1.5 million targets, it will need to be condensed. The next thing is that you need to clear negative inventory. Your customer success manager can send you instructions on how to clear negative inventory before starting the migration. One of the next things that you'll need to do is review active and inactive customers. Inactive customers can become active in a conversion for a variety of reasons. And if applicable, we do recommend reviewing the unbilled jobs by cost report. What can happen is that if there are any unbilled charges or time, they'll become active during the conversion, and it can't be set to inactive until all the billed charges are cleared. And with that, let's take a look at the Intuit Enterprise Suite data conversion request form. Our professional services team uses this information to collect information about your QuickBooks Desktop company or companies that you're converting. So we'll get started. We have our business name, so we'll use Cody's Winter Equipment for this. We'll enter my name, Cody. We'll enter your email. So this is going to be the primary email that you're using to communicate with your customer success manager. We're going to need your Intuit account manager email. So for example, I'll do re@example.com. And we'll enter your customer success manager as well. So we'll do rachel@example.com. So how many files are you submitting? A single file or multiple files? If you're uploading multiple files, we need to know if this is the parent file that you are converting or if you're converting children. So in this case, we're submitting 0 files for the parent account, and we're submitting 4 files for the children. What happens is that there is a multiple request form. Select the link to download an Excel sheet, and that way you can input all the information about the companies that you are converting. After that, you're going to upload that Excel spreadsheet using this tool. And we will select, I have uploaded the multiple request form. Now for this demonstration, we'll go through the single file process. I'll select my industry, and in this case, we will select manufacturing. And we'll select our QuickBooks Desktop platform. In this case, we're using QuickBooks Desktop. The company name should look something like companyname.qbw or something similar. If you aren't sure what the file name is, head into QuickBooks Desktop. And when you open QuickBooks Desktop, it'll show you the exact name of the file. We need that in order to make sure that the migration process is as seamless as possible. So we'll select QuickBooks Desktop version. We're currently using QuickBooks Enterprise, and we're using the latest version, 2024. Next, Intuit Enterprise Suite information. Is the migration for a parent company or child company? In this case, it's a child. Child company name is also Cody's Winter Equipment. So we'll need the company ID for the child. You can get this by signing into Intuit Enterprise Suite. If you have any questions, the instructions are here on this form, or you can ask your customer success manager for help. In this case, we'll just enter some numbers. And next, is a condense required? So the file's target size is over 1.5 billion targets. If you aren't sure how to determine the number of targets, the instructions are in this form. And again, your customer success manager can send you instructions on the process. If your company file is over 1.5 million targets, select yes. You will need to select a condensed date in the form. For this example, we'll select no. Will you be converting any inventory? In this, yes, we're manufacturing, so we will be converting inventory. You'll want to select your first in, first out date. We'll just put the number, but keep in mind, this is going to be what your first FIFO date is. Will you be converting with multi-currency? Will not. Will you be converting with payroll in Intuit Enterprise Suite? Yes. You would select this if you're moving from desktop payroll to one of our QuickBooks Online payroll offerings. Again, coordinate with your account manager and your customer success manager to make sure that you're answering this properly. And if you have included payroll for the child account, we'll select the payroll subscription. Will you be converting with QuickBooks payments? You can select yes or no. In this case, we'll select no. Do you have third-party apps connected to QuickBooks Desktop? Yes, we do. And next, will you be using or planning to use projects in Intuit Enterprise Suite? Yes, we will. Will you be using or planning to use QuickBooks Money? In this case, we won't, but you can select yes or no. Will you be planning or using to use MailChimp? Well, yes, we included MailChimp in our contract. MailChimp is the best. All right. Invite us. This part's really important. Our professional services team needs to be invited as an accountant user in order to successfully migrate from QuickBooks Desktop to your Intuit Enterprise Suite account. What you're going to do is go into Intuit Enterprise Suite and you're going to invite implementation_services at intuit.com as an accountant user. If you do need instructions on how to do this in Intuit Enterprise Suite, they're included in the form right here. Once you invite implementation services, we'll select the checkbox. And now we're getting to the fun part. Let's select those agreements. Go ahead and read all the agreements, and after you do, select I agree. And finally, we need the company ID for the parent account. If you aren't sure how to get this, again, the instructions are in this form, but you will need to sign into your parent account, grab the company ID, and then enter it here. If you have any notes, go ahead and leave those here. If you just want to say hi, you can do that too. Our team likes fun notes. After that, we'll select submit.
All right, one of the last things that we need to do is upload that company file. What you're looking at is the Intuit Migration Cloud. We're going to ask you to upload your files using this, but first, you need to sign in to your Intuit account. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. You can sign in at accounts.intuit.com. Enter your email or Intuit user ID and select Sign In. Enter your password and select Continue. Continue with any multi-factor authentication method, which is something that we recommend to keep your account secure. Once you have signed into your Intuit account, you can return to this migration form. Select Upload Files. If you haven't already done so, look for your QuickBooks Desktop file. I'm showing you a typical file location for QuickBooks Desktop files, but this may vary depending on how you've set up your QuickBooks Desktop company. You can drag and drop the file, like I'm doing here, or you can select Upload from this device, find the file, and add it. Just as a reminder, let's take a look at the supported file types. Hover your mouse over the I icon by supported files, and you'll see the supported file types. If you try and upload a non-supported file, you'll receive an error message. Once you upload the file, you'll see this green check mark indicating that it's ready to go. After that, all you need to do is select Done.
And that's it. You'll receive automated email messages with status updates from our team. Be sure to check your spam or junk folder just in case, because we don't want you missing any of these important updates. The data migration process usually takes about 1 to 3 business days to finish. It could take longer if there's a lot of data to move, but we'll be sure to contact you once data migration is complete. After that, your customer success manager are going to work with you to make sure that you have a smooth transition to Intuit Enterprise Suite. We're stoked that you've joined Intuit Enterprise Suite. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to either your account manager or your customer success manager. And from all of us at Intuit, thank you for joining us with Intuit Enterprise Suite.